Hello and welcome to my first ever killer analysis video. In this video, we're gonna talk about the Krasue because she's a very popular topic right now. Every time the Krasue comes up, the same stuff is always discussed. Where is she and why does nobody play her anymore? She's actually still pretty strong. Are people just bad with her? Is it a skill issue? And like sure, on paper she's not terrible at the moment. She's actually still pretty strong. I adore her. She's one of like the best killers that we have in the game right now. But we can see that nobody plays her anymore. So I made a slideshow going through some of the stuff that we can discuss here today. First of all, why was the Krasue originally so popular? Well, she was a new killer. A new killer always gets a very good pick rate for the first couple of months. And she was also probably the first killer we had in the game since the unknown that was actually playable. Like the only other killer that came out before her that was original was the Houndmaster. And I think we all know what a mess the Houndmaster was during her release and how unplayable she still is for a lot of people until this day. And of course, her infection stayed on the unhook. This made her very strong with certain strategies. And by certain strategies, I mean tunneling. Tunneling is one of the most effective ways to win in this game. And for a killer whose whole power benefits from tunneling, this makes her a great candidate for being popular, especially during the meta of that time. She is also a very strong killer that counters anti-looping. This is a very important trick to have, especially during the palette density update, quality of life, whatever behavior tries to call it. I think we all know what that was. But and she also counters holding W really well, similar to how Kanaki Ghoul is. You can't just hold W against her if you're being looped, if you have to loop her. And of course, she actually received a lot of buffs from her PDB into her launch, leading to her being overtuned and fairly easy to play once you consider how she plays. And now, for the next slide, she is, of course, very strong as you can see, but she has a lot of fundamental problems. Fundamental problems that I think it's gonna be hard for behavior to figure out how to fix her because her problems are very deep inside her core. For example, one of the reasons that I believe that she was set up to fail is that she is a dash killer, but with extra steps. What I mean by this is that before she's allowed to do what other killers do for free, example, the Blight, Nerfs, Gold to an extent, Dracula, Wesker, and even Spirit to an extent, they're allowed to do what they're doing with their dash powers without having to go through all the different hoops that the Krasue has to do first. For example, the Krasue has to get the survivors. She has to infect them with her leech in her body form, and then she has to transition back into her head form. Mind you, all those transitions are very slow and sluggish. This makes her very, very annoying to play as. This is very frustrating, especially because compared to killers like Blight and Wesker, you could just get your state. And even when you're not using your power to injure someone, you always get some value out of it. And now we wanna go to reason number 2. While I don't even think that the Krasue is weak, I think she does feel bad to play. Something about her movement has been really off since her second round of nerfs. I don't exactly know the numbers that they change. I think it's her glide and slipperiness, whatever you call it, but it does feel worse at the moment. You get stuck on a lot of things now. Corners don't feel as smooth, and rocks, especially random map geometry, can change from patch to patch. This makes her really bad, and I feel like this is gonna be a problem as the game gets more patches, as you can probably imagine the same thing that's been happening to the hunters. And to reason number 3, palette density changes, or more specifically, the reversal of it, and with how tiles are generated. The Krasue is one of those killers that benefits from safe palettes. If you didn't know, she is very similar to the Demogorgon, especially if those long safe tiles are very straight and narrow. This is why looping a Krasue or Demogorgon is very difficult at the places like Shack or unsafe tiles, because they have really fast lunges but very limited turn rates. This exposes a problem when, of course, every tile is a safe rounded loop, so they cannot use their powers effectively. And of course, to reason number 4, body blocking is already annoying for a lot of killers, but for Krasue, it completely, I wouldn't say completely, almost completely deletes her power. There are two main problems here. First of all, a survivor can force you to take multiple hits just to earn one injury. And second, by body blocking, forces the Krasue to switch out of her head form, which resets her whole infection loop. You have to go back into the body where you're slower, and you have to infect the new people that come into body block for her. Because of how infection works, survivor teams can easily rotate body blockers one by one. Editor's note here, I was also supposed to include a section where I was talking about the slow ass transitioning time when you have to go back to the head form, to the body form I mean. This is because you are very slow during the animation. It might be very hard for the Krasue to even follow up with a basic M1, which is a part of also why it's very frustrating for her to fight against body blockers. And so let's get back to the main video and deny her the ability to use any power, because you have to transition. You drop a mushroom, which they can use. A survivor picks it up, runs off, maybe do a gen, maybe heal for 5 seconds if you decide to actually hit them. But the current healing method is problematic because a survivor can heal like in 4 or 5 seconds now. Now compare that to top tier killers that are also in her same category, like the Ghoul. You can try and body block him, but he will still get value from you if you do, because he can very easily just auto aim you and get the deep wound, which wastes your time, and also it empowers him with the enrage. Blight, well, he can slide through some of the survivors, and he's fast enough if he takes a wide angle that he can just catch up to you. And the nurse, well, she teleports where she wants, so she can just get on top of you. Meanwhile, Dracula has options for body blockers too. He has the Pyre Strike that can hit multiple survivors, or he can simply follow it up with Bat Form or Wolf Lunges, which makes him very easy to catch up. And Huntress has a fast enough cooldown that body blocking against her is a really bad idea, because she can mow down your whole team. And even killers like Wesker can grab the survivor that's body blocking them, not only injuring them but also apply deep wound to anyone nearby that gets collided into the lunge. The grab? What is it called? So as you can see, body blocking still gives values to the other popular top tier killers. For Krasue, it basically turns her off. This is why she has a horrible pick rate, and that's why her win rate is like so low right now. And that's why nobody wants to touch her, even though she's technically fairly well balanced. But I don't believe that she is a lost cause, because there is still some ways we can fix her to make people who play her because they love her, not because she's powerful, worth their time, like simply reducing the clunkiness and improving the slight collision, and let her power flow instead of trying to fight the game when you're just trying to play. Because she does not need to be a super top tier killer, she just has to be one that's good and plays pretty well. Because as you can see, having a killer that your whole power can get taken away by a survivor or control is not a very fun experience. As you can see, even some of the top killers like the Artist or Singularity, even Plague when she wasn't buggy as hell, are very strong killers on paper, but they're very frustrating because a lot of their powers are put in the survivor's hands. This is something that I don't think we can change much without making them unplayable for the survivors, so we're kinda stuck with this. And being weak isn't always a death sentence, as we can see some of the bad killers in the game, like even killers like Myers and Ghostface, who are often at the bottom of the tier list for many years now, are some of the game's most popular killers. The Legion, or even Wraith, even Doctor to a point, are very popular killers even in some of their worst states. This is because they still felt really good to play and really fun and even simple for some people. It's why we can see that being bad does not mean nobody plays you. So there is a way that the Krasue can still be saved. And those are just some of my reasoning for why I think she might be unpopular and very frustrating to play. It's really sad to see a killer that came out barely a few months ago get a pick rate as bad as her. I really hope that they can do something with her, because you can tell that a lot of love got put into making this killer, especially with the design team and the music, even the lore and the art. Like, I even made my avatar look like him, like her. It's like so amazing. So I just want to say, if you enjoyed watching this video, leave a like and a subscribe. I'm really close to hitting my first membership milestone tier, and the support genuinely means everything to me. And thank you for watching if you got to this point, and you guys have been insanely supportive over the last few years, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope to make this a regular series. This is a pretty short video for now. I hope it gets longer and I get better at editing. I want to go through more killers in this series if I can. There's like a lot of killers, as you can see from my previous slide, that could potentially be a future subject in this topic. So if I also like killers like the Artist or the Plague, killers that I actually used to main, I think this would be a fun subject for the future. If you think you want a video on either of these killers, leave a comment down below and I'll see what I can do about it. Again, thank you for watching and have a wonderful one.